I know. John Denver's kind of cheesy, but also his songs are really beautiful at the same time. It's a hard pill to swallow, I know. Sunshine on my shoulders. Shikoom. John Denver's Sunshine on My Shoulders. This song goes out to my old student and friend Harriet. Harriet, wherever you are out there, thank you for turning on to John Denver. Thank you for sharing your love of his music with me. Miss ya. Guys, great beginner finger picking piece. We're going to dive in right away, but if you're new to Mike's music method, I'm going to show you every note. The tabs will be on the screen. They'll also be free to download at mikesmusicmethod.com. And that's it. No stone unturned. We're going over every measure, every little right hand thing. I transcribe these myself to the best of my ability. They're quite accurate. I feel like they're quite accurate. And that's it. Let's do it. Navigate with the timestamps down below. I know you're all different at different skill levels. So some of you are going to want to jump ahead. A lot of you are going to want to repeat a lot. So the timestamps will help you. We're going to walk through every measure. Then after that, we'll talk about how to sing it and look at the whole thing, big picture and context. Then at the very end, we'll have slow run-throughs of each different section that you can play along with me. And that's it. Let's do it. John Denver. Measure 1. Remember, capo is 3rd fret. So check this out. We're just going to do a G chord to a C chord, but the picking is simple but really pretty. We're going to have our pinky down on the 3rd fret of that high E string. And that's our arpeggio. I'm doing thumb on the 4th, thumb on the 3rd, middle finger on the 1st, and then pointer on the 2nd. And it's all just quarter notes. 4, 3, 1, 2, 4th, 3rd, 1st, 2nd. And just my pinky is down. That's it. Measure 2, we're hammering into a C chord. And this hammer on is really important. You'll see that it happens in the beginning, open to 2. But at the same time, we're actually going to hammer our pointer finger as well. Because in the previous measure, that B string is ringing, but we don't want it to ring anymore. There's going to be a small artifact of you doing a kind of a ghost hammer on there. So we're going to begin this measure by hitting the 4th string with our thumb, but then I'm going to hammer both my middle and pointer finger down on a C chord. So the pointer finger is going to the 1st fret of the 2nd string, middle finger is going to the 2nd fret of the 4th string or the D string. So think of like a C chord, right? How we would hammer both those on. But our pinky is still going to stay down on that G. So even though I'm only hitting the 4th string and hammering onto the 2nd fret, that 1st finger is going to go with it. That's really important. So I'm doing that. Then my thumb's hitting the 3rd string. My middle's hitting the 1st. And my pointer's hitting the 2nd. So exact same right hand pattern as measure 1, but you got the hammer on. And that is the bulk of the song. So let's do it really slow. 3, 4, the G. Hammer both fingers on. And that G ringing on top really kind of like stabilizes the whole thing. Good news, that is our intro and also the beginning of the chorus. Now in this song, whenever he's singing Sunshine, I'm calling that the chorus. So the song actually starts with a chorus, not the verse. But then when we get to the word cry, it changes a little bit, so let's do that. So here we got measure 5, we're gonna go to an A minor. Really simple, and it's just 5th string, 4th, then the 2nd, then the 3rd. So A, D, B, G are the strings, and I'm doing thumb, thumb, middle, pointer. Now remember, he's playing a 12 string. It might sound a little different, plus there's more than one guitar, so it's not crystal clear in the recording how he's arpeggiating that. Then after those, we got the next measure, 7, is a D7/F sharp. But watch this. Instead of doing the thumb over the top, which you can do, but in this song, it's a little bit easier just to take your middle finger and move it to the 2nd fret on the low E string. So you're coming from that A minor, and you're just gonna move that bass note. And here we're going to do a couple ways to do this one, but the strings are the 6th, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd. You can keep with the thumb idea, which you do thumb, thumb, pointer, thumb, or you can do thumb, pointer, middle, pointer. A lot of different ways to arpeggiate it, but it's the E string, the G, the B, and back to the G. And this is a D7/F sharp. Normally a D7, you'd also have this high second fret there, but because we're never playing it, there's no need to awkwardly put that pinky down. I'm just taking A minor, moving that middle finger to the second fret of the low E string. So let's do 5 through 8. 2, 3, 4. Does it again. Move that middle finger. Oh, and the last time, sorry. Measure 8, he does an open string cheat. So you normally do the arpeggio, but then you lift the last note and play it open. And that just gives you a moment to get to the next chord. Very commonly used, I don't want to call it a technique, but I just call it the open string cheat. It gives your hands time to get to the next chord. Also sounds cool because you're anticipating that note G isn't in the A minor, but we're anticipating the G chord. That's to come. All right, so after Sunshine and My Eyes Makes Me Cry, we return to kind of the main verse part, but he arpeggiates it a little different. Guys, don't feel like you have to follow this tab exactly. I'm just showing you how he changes it. So now he's doing a bit of the lower string set. So it's still that G to the hammer on the C, but we don't use the first string anymore. So he'll play the G like this, 4, 3, 2, 3. So D, G, B, G are the strings. Then he'll hammer into the C, but he's doing the same thing. So we no longer do anything on the first string. Hammer, we're doing again 4, 3, 2, 3. Back to the G on those same string sets, and again. Those 9 through 12 and 13 and 14 are the same. Then on here he just throws in a random high one all of a sudden, where he does that G how we did it in the beginning of the song. Then he hammers into the C on the low one. So you notice he's varying it up, making it feel a little bit different. Almost done with the song, let's do the verse. Now the verse, he also gives you some different arpeggios, so feel free to just, practice the ones that you like more. But he starts on a G. A few different ways to do this. The strings are 6, 3, 2, 3. You can do thumb, thumb, pointer, thumb, or you can do thumb, pointer, middle, pointer. Then we do an A minor, but it's actually an A minor 7 here. All we need is that because we're doing 5, open on 3, then second string back to 3. So I just need that first fret on the second string. Then, this is beautiful. Here, I'm hearing, sometimes it sounds more like a G/B, other times he's actually playing a B minor. So he's just coloring this B minor in different ways. So here we have second fret on the A string. I'm using my middle finger and also my pinky, or I suppose you could do pointer and ring on 2 and 3, but I like to do middle and pinky. So I got second fret on the A string, then third fret on the B string. And I'm doing 5, picking the 5th string, then the 3rd, then the 2nd. Then I'm doing the 2nd again, but I lift it and play it open. So again, an open string cheat. This one's going to be easier for a lot of you because later on he does a bar chord there. But measure 20 is a C chord. And there I'm hearing 5, 3, 1, 2. So let's put those 4 measures together. 3, 4. You'll notice I'm varying up how my right hand does it too, but I would commit to one way, whether you're always doing thumb, thumb, or thumb, pointer. All right, let's look at another way that he does this. If we go to measure 21, the G is the same, so is the A minor 7. Now, occasionally he does the B minor like this, where he's playing it as an actual bar chord, a B minor bar chord, and it's 5th string, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. So there he's descending, and you would have to pick it different. I'm doing thumb, middle, then pointer, thumb. So the A string, the E, the B, the G, and then the C is the same after that. Measure 25, I'm doing the G the same with the A minor 7. The B minor is a bar chord here, the 3rd time through. Then the C, ever so slightly different, but again, don't get hung up on this stuff. Here I'm just doing 5, 4, 1, 3. But he's just kind of picking randomly. Any note on that C chord is going to sound good. Final time, we have a different transition, so it's A minor 7. I'm doing 5, 4, 2, 3. So again, A minor, but the ring finger is lifted, A minor 7. And then check that, this is a little different in the song, but I swear this is what I'm hearing. So we have that 5, 4, 2, 3. Then he's hitting 5, 5, 2, 3. Measure 31. It's similar to the D7 with the F sharp in the bass, but it's actually, he starts off as a D with the F sharp in the bass. So there's no simple trick of like going from A minor, moving your middle finger up, because it's slightly different. You are going to do that, but then you also need your pinky down on the 3rd fret of the B string. So from the ground up, I have nothing, then the 3rd fret with my pinky, then the 2nd fret with my ring finger, and then the 2nd fret way on the 6th string with my middle. And again, we're going to have to use the pinky because eventually that 3 on that string is going to become a 1. So the previous measure, we were coming out of that A minor 7. I'm going to keep that pointer finger down and move everything else. So you might just want to practice that. A minor 7, middle finger goes towards the ceiling while the other 2 fingers have to find their place. And that's going to be hard for you guys. Not all of you, for some of you guys. I know some of you out there are great players. But that's a weird change. The pinky's not going to want to cooperate. For me, it's actually easier to lift my pointer finger, even though we're going to add it again later. But experiment with that. Go slow. Practice that without doing anything with your right hand. So measure 31. We're going to pick it different. So remember the pinky's down, but we're doing 6, 3rd string, 2nd, 3rd string. And I'm doing thumb, pointer, middle pointer there. Now check this out. Again, we're going to lift that pinky and it's going to go to the 1st fret there. So now it is a D7 instead of the normal D. And he's pinching. It's the first time we get like a pinch in this song. I'm hearing him pinch 6 and 2 at the same time with thumb and middle. Then he's going to lift that pointer finger and play that string open. Then we're going to pinch 6 and 3rd. So I'm pinching thumb and pointer, but now I'm on the 3rd string, which sounds at 2nd fret there. Both are 2nd frets. And then I'm doing open on the 4th string. So that measure is pinch with the pointer finger down, lift it, pinch the next string, and then open on the 4th. Boom! That is the entire song. The thing loops before we sing and get it all in order, though. There's one more thing that happens. Towards the end of the song, he starts strumming everything instead of arpeggiating it. So let's look at how Denver is doing that. And it's the whole pattern throughout. Chords are going to be the same, but he strums it. So if we just do the intro, which was G to C, right? Now we're going to strum it, and we're going to do down, 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 up. And that up is an open string cheat. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm lifting at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm taking that moment to get to the next chord. And notice on that last one, I'm just brushing up with my pointer, and I'm not really hitting all the strings. I'm just hitting like the top 3 or 4. Then I'm going to a C chord here, and it's down, up, down, 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 up with an open string cheat at the end. So the rhythm and the second measure is 1 and 2, 3, 4 and. So we have 2 measures daisy chained. I have a great ebook called Strum It Like a Cowboy that goes over all this stuff. So if you're struggling, check the ebook out. It'll be linked down below. But it's the whole thing is a daisy chain. So the first measure is 1, 2, 3, 4 and. Then we have 1 and 2, 3, 4 and. So just practice that. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4 and. Then with the chords, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, lift 1 and 2, 3, 4, lift 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4 and. So that would be the verse, and then even the chorus. Then even the verse would be the same way. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2. That's that G, A minor, B. So again, sometimes it sounds like he's doing a G/B. Other times I'm hearing them like, do it as a B minor. Whatever you find easier. I think both work with the melody and sound pretty. It's just slightly different colors in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and A minor. 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, 3, 4, and 1. You get it. At the very end of the song, he just ends on an arpeggio on a G chord. 6, 4, 3, 2, strum. Again, it's going to sound different to your ear because he's got the 12 string. Right, let's talk about singing this thing. What I always do, and I also call this getting the song Campfire ready, is forget about all the picking for a second and just strum the song. So let's do the verse and the chorus. And you strum it however you want. It can be as simple as all downs. I'm going to add a little color like that. But whatever you're comfortable doing, keep it simple. Put most of the energy on getting the melody right. Now this song, I'm pretty loose with the phrasing, so do it, sing it how you want. I'm sure no one's singing exactly like John Denver. He has this long legato kind of style. So however you want to sing it, but just start getting comfortable with it. So 2, 3, 4. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Sunshine in my eyes can make me cry. Here you can do a D to the D7 or just a D7. Sunshine on the water looks so lovely. Sunshine almost always makes me high. And if I were doing this, I'd probably take the capo off. 3 frets dropping it sounds probably easier. If I had a day that I could give you, and you can do these as full B minors, or it's just the G/B, both sound good. I'd give it to you a day just like today. You can just keep it on the D, you don't have to do the D7. If I had a song that I could sing for you, I'd sing a song to make you feel this way. I'm singing it really breathy just because it's a bit high for me. I'll say this 100 times, it's so important. Don't feel like you gotta sing it in this key, right? Take this off. As an untrained singer, if you're a baritone, anyone who isn't a tenor, I would at least take the capo off. You might even rethink the whole chords, maybe sing it in, I don't know, the key of F or something. But anyways, let's try it here for a second. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. So much easier for me. One more. Sunshine in my eyes can make me cry. That's the idea. Then maybe you're just adding a thumb to get used to finger picking. You can go back and forth and sing it like that, and then slowly incorporate the actual picking in the song. That's it. Let's get really solid. Do some slow run throughs of the picking. Slow run. Let's do the slow runs of the intro and the verse. So we got the intro. 2, 3, 4. I think he does it longer, but let's start singing. Sunshine. Slow run of the verse. If I had a day that I could give you, from 17, 2, 3, 4. If I had a day that I could give you, move it up to the B minor. I'd give to you a day just like today. A minor 7. Any slower for you guys, sorry. And then we'd run it again with the second ending from 17, 2, 3, 4. So kind of any arpeggio you want here. You don't have to do the complicated B minor. You could do it like we did the first one, like this, with that voicing. You got it.